We have successfully implemented three interfaces already: the iNotify property changed, the iCommand, and the iValue converter. We're now going to be talking about the observable collection of T. This is not an interface, that's why it doesn't start with I, but it does implement an interface that is very useful. And because this class already implements that interface, it's going to make working with that interface much easier. In particular, this class is going to create a list that is aware of changes. There are two main reasons of why we should use this class, and they can actually be synthesized into just one big reason, and that is that we will now have lists that are aware of changes in insertions and in deletions. So whenever we add new elements to a list, the list is going to know that the list is now different, something has changed, and it is going to trigger events that eventually are going to help us update the view. And the same when elements are deleted from this list. So how does this work? Any class can inherit from the observable collection of T. In fact, we can even define the lists that we currently have as observable collections instead of lists. And this is also a generic type. So those angle brackets with a T just refer to that the observable collection can be of any type, have a collection of any type of objects. The observable collection of T already implements the iNotify collection changed, which is going to be very similar to the iNotify property changed, except this time it raises events every time something in a list in a collection changes, adding new elements or deleting elements, for example. And just like we've been working before, we're going to set a binding source. So far, for example, we have set item source to a list view. And this time, the changes are going to update the UI, because it's a collection that is aware of changes to it. So every time we add or delete from this list, we don't have to change the item source again, we just have to set the observable collection and it will handle the changes to the UI. Here is an example. We have a list with element 1, element 2, and element 3. And this list, let's think about it, already inherits from the observable collection of T. And to the right, we're going to have an interface, a list, for example, a list view on Xamarin Forms. And it is listing element 1, element 2, and element 3. So the item source for the list view is going to be the list that we have to the left. And because this list is already inheriting from the observable collection of T, when we delete element 2 and we add element 4, the list view is going to be updated accordingly. It is going to remove the element 2 and it is going to add element 4. So this is a very brief introduction to the observable collection of T class, the list that is going to be aware of the changes that happen to it, additions or deletions. In the next lecture, we're going to be using this class to keep replacing the code that we have in the code behind for the views and adding that code into the view model.